portions. Astronomy expert with National Geographic, Andrew Fazekas, also known as the Night Sky Guide, joins us now. Andrew, great to see you. Let's begin with this so-called wandering homeless planet. And as I understand it, this is a term that's used to describe planets that don't orbit a sun or a star.
That's right. This is really an orphan planet, a planet that does not have a parent star. It's a real strange kind of object that actually Montreal astronomers had discovered, and it sits about 130 light years away from Earth, and it's not orbiting a star. It's sort of just wandering deep space by itself, and it's about the size of Jupiter. So we think that it's a large gaseous planet, and it revealed itself basically through large telescopes in Chile and Hawaii by glowing in the infrared. So they think it's a young planet, probably only 70 to 150 million years old, and so it's still glowing from its birth in infrared at about 400 degrees Celsius.
Scientists have affectionately dubbed it CFBD SIR 2149. A lot of affection in that. We understand Montreal astronomers had a hand in this.
That's right, yeah, and they were part of the collaboration between Canadians and French astronomers, and it's the best candidate that we have of a homeless planet like this, and it really is going to fundamentally probably change how we think of planets forming, and that's actually the big question: is how did this planet form? Was it booted out of its own solar system by a gravitational sort of pull, maybe by another nearby planet? Or was it born by itself, alone in space? We don't know, but it's definitely teaching us some new things about how planets around stars and how planets could potentially form.
And when we talk about a new galaxy, we most often think of a new phone, but with the power of Hubble and NASA has spotted the most distant galaxy, we're told, ever pictured.
That's right. We've broken another record in seeing the most distant object ever seen by human eyes. And it's a galaxy. It's a very small baby galaxy sitting 13.3 billion light years away from Earth. And this is only 3%. We're looking back in time, 13.3 billion years back in time. And we're looking at the very earliest part of the age of the universe. Maybe the universe was only about 3% the age that it is today when we're looking at this galaxy. And it's a small galaxy, only about 600 light years across. And that just to put that in perspective, our own Milky Way is 100,000 light years across. So we think this may be just a building block of today's galaxy. So we're looking back in time over 13 billion years in the early part of the universe, and this is probably a baby galaxy that we're actually seeing.
Much closer to our planet, the space station crew set to come home. What does it mean for Canadians, Andrew?
That's right. So this is it's setting the stage, basically, the return of the three astronauts. There's an American, a Japanese, and a Russian astronaut returning from the space station after a 125-day stay aboard the International Space Station. They're returning to Kazakhstan aboard a Soyuz capsule later tonight. And this is setting the stage for the next follow-up crew, which will also have Canadian Chris Hadfield aboard. And he's going to be the first Canadian commander of the International Space Station, and he's slated to leave on a Soyuz rocket in December 19th. So in just a little over a month from now, we'll see the first Canadian commander aboard the International Space Station.
Always a pleasure talking with you. Andrew Fazekas, also known as the Night Sky Guy and an astronomy expert with National Geographic. Have a great weekend.